what I'm saying? You get in the studio with people and they got songs already made or they got beats that they feel like this is what I want to do. But I'm a strong believer in like, bro, if it's not a mutual agreement, ain't nothing gonna come out of it. You might make a song, but it's not gonna leave no imprint in what's really going on out here.
That full shit. Media Mayhem interviews are back. I'm glad to be here. John Cotter here, and today I have TG Fee with me, and I'll let him honestly introduce himself because he's got some very, very fun facts about it.
For sure. So TG Fee, shit, Thrash Gang Fee, however you want to call it. You feel me? Don't call me broke. That's how we go like that. You hear me? But yeah, Maywood, grew up, born and raised. Man, it's a lot to talk about. We're gonna definitely get into that. So.
Yeah, and I mean the Chicago rap scene in and of itself is just so ginormous, so I'm just kind of happy to talk to somebody who represents the scene today. And I think represents the scene really, really damn well. Somebody that I have come across partly because of my friends Ryan and Ryan at HaveYaHeard, who are sitting right over there.
Shout out the guys.
Yeah, shout out them. And so they actually helped me tee up this interview. I was really excited to kind of sit down with you because they were my reference point to you initially. And that's something that's always great to me as a journalist, to sort of get music recommended to you that you actually connect with, and you're like, oh, I don't think this is something I would have encountered otherwise if somebody didn't introduce it to me. I'm sure over time I would have, but I'm very glad they introduced me to you when they did. And you know, one of the first things they told me about you is that you've actually worked with Chava, who is I believe part of Benzino's family.
Yeah, that's Benzino's son.
Coil Ray.
Yeah, that's a brother. They got a song together too. They got a project. Well, he got a project. She was featured on it.
Yeah, they got the song American Deli.
Yeah,
it's really fire. Yeah. And so, do you have a song with him?
Yeah. I dropped a song with him. This was 2022. Yeah, it was on a project. It was really a single. Just reached out to him. I was really supposed to go out to Atlanta and shoot a visual with them too. It was just kind of a conflicted schedule. Definitely look forward to trying to work with him. Hopefully get some Pierre production too at some point. But
yeah, I was gonna say, that's the sauce.
That's like a motherfucking infinity stone right there. I was trying to grab that shit. So, you know, just you know, keeping in contact and just working, bro.
Absolutely. And something that I also kind of noticed when I was looking at you is, you know, at first I was like, okay, I haven't heard of Fee, and then I looked at, you know, people you've worked with, production you've had, and I said, okay, like these are people that I listen to and I really like, and you know, they're not like the biggest names, but they are in the industry, and they like, and we'll get to Carlo soon, but you know, how do you as an independent kind of tee up these relationships where I think that can be kind of almost frightening for people to be like, hey, you know, this is me. I might not be on your radar, but I should be.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's just about having confidence going into the situation. I know when I started making music, I knew who I fucked with, and these are the people that I wanted to work with, you know, off bat. So just kind of reaching out to them, having confidence, having some type of discography behind you, you know what I'm saying, music that they might fuck with. I think it's something big too, choosing the right production. The beat I did was with Cotton Candy Kayla, which is a crazy ass name, but he worked with a bunch of New York artists. So I sent him the beat. I ain't even had the song finished, and he fucked with the beat off bat. So kind of just doing that, man, and having them networks of people that's might not be making music, but just tapped in with the music scene is big too. So getting yourself out there and meeting these people same way, you know, HaveYaHeard, Ryan and them just kind of, you know what I'm saying, promote good music. It might not be the most heard, but you know what I'm saying, just knowing these people is always gonna make sure you're in the right position to succeed for sure.
I think independent music curators, and I really do stress the word independent because I know there's some dark money flowing around there. But like for these people that are really, like they really care about it, and you can tell when you listen. And I think like for you, have you noticed in the past where circumstances of people truly just supporting your music because they like you, like get you somewhere that maybe you didn't expect or get you a connection or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of an exact moment, but I mean, that's kind of how I approach music anyways, is making sure that, you know, I like the person, they like me, you know what I'm saying? It's actual, what you said, mutual, you know what I'm saying, agreement to where like, okay, I fuck with this person, I can be around this person for more than just a studio session, like I actually kick it and smoke with them off, you know what I'm saying, to go, whatever you do, but that's kind of what I base my relationships off of. If I don't fuck with you, I'm probably not gonna work with you in reality, and that's no, you know what I'm saying, no knock on nobody, but I gotta really have to make sure that we locked in and you not on no grimy shit. And I think that's the best practice for real, because there's a lot of shady people out here. I'm saying I done ran into some shady people. We was talking about it earlier. We ain't gonna get too much into that, but like, you know what I'm saying, just avoiding them type of folks and meeting the legit people that actually care. That's definitely the key, man.
Yeah, and you know, connecting with people that care is not only an important thing, but it's like a hard thing to do, because you really have to be able to, you know, read people and understand what their motives are. And you know, something I found out about you is that, and this may seem unrelated, but hear me out, you played in the band until you were in 8th grade. Yeah. And so clearly, you know, that's something that a lot of people do, but that shows that you were musically inclined in some regard at an early age. And I think even something like that, just sort of like as like a small little resume thing, says like, you know, I'm not in this for the clout. Like I kind of care about this, and I'm kind of curious if you've ever like thought of that as something that has made you more like musically inclined, or maybe just more like privy to choose a certain instrumental over another or something like that.
Yeah, no, facts. I mean, I know about music theory, all that shit, so I do attest to that. Like that's for sure one of the reasons that I feel like I'm successful in music. Shout out my pops too. He used to play me all the old cuts. You know what I'm saying? Call them, I think they call dusties. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You blow off the record to play on record player. But yeah, bro, I think that's really, you know, the two main reasons that I feel like I got good taste in music. I think that's really where it started, is having a good ear for production, because production, I feel like, carry a song most times than not. You got rappers, you know, like J. Cole and I feel like Jid too, that they can carry a beat with just their lyrics and their flows. But I mean, for the most part, you got people that make music, like production means so much, bro. So I think having a good ear for that, which comes from, you know, playing instruments and being introduced to good music from an early age, that's like undeniable, so for sure.
Absolutely, and to me, just kind of like listening to that, it almost sounds like you have kind of almost like a bit of an A&R ear for your music, in terms of knowing like just in terms of what you said of like production carrying a song. That's very true, and we see the music industry react to that. And you know, I'm kind of curious on your end, for somebody that seems so like very knowledgeable of the music theory side, but also like, so like, you know what sounds good and what you want to make, but you also are aware of what people like to hear. And I'm curious how you sort of like marry those or mix those and make something out of it that you're proud of.
Man, I think shit, really just go out feeling, bro. I don't know about y'all, about you. If you hear a song, it just kind of give you that feeling, you know what I'm saying? Before you even hear shit, it just drop. Like, think about Uzi's song, I Just Wanna Rock. You hear that, you don't even gotta hear shit from him saying nothing. It's just that, like, the fucking sense and I don't even know what bro did to that. It's like cracking that song for sure, but like, it's just give you that feeling, bro. And having trust in yourself, like you said, building the knowledge and knowing that you got good taste in music, I mean, is kind of key to that, and that's where I just bond all of it together. If it don't feel right to me, I'm more than likely not. You know what I'm saying? You get in the studio with people and they got songs already made, or they got beats that they feel like this is what I want to do. But I'm a strong believer in, like, bro, if it's not, you know what I'm saying, a mutual agreement to like, oh, this shit hard, then like, ain't nothing gonna come out of it. You might make a song, but it's not gonna leave no imprint in what's really going on out here. You know what I'm saying? Being super like, what you call it, selective when it comes to that type of shit, I think, is what's gonna get you over the top. Now, I wouldn't say a perfectionist, because that's really tough being in music, because you always gonna find something wrong with the music, but getting as close to perfect as you possibly can from the first brick. You know what I'm saying? That's really that shit. That's what's gonna take you there. So.
Yeah, I like kind of what you said about the perfectionist thing, where it's like, and especially when you are independent, like you really do have to work with your budget, your resources, and a big part of that is, like we were saying, the relationships that you build along the way, and that's what comes and supports that. And kind of talking to what you said of not only the production, but like when you hear a beat, sometimes like you just kind of have to let it ride out and then rap on it. Like your song Highest Shelf that I listened to seems like the perfect example of something that the beat pulled me in, and then you made me stay.
For sure.
And I think that's something that, you know, you being very keen to that idea is not lost on me, and I'm sure it's not lost on other people as well.
Yeah, shout out Carlo, man.
Yeah, shout out Carlo. Let's get to it. So I'm a huge fan of Carlo, and you know, I first heard him on like the Michigan Boy Boat tape, which I'm a huge fan of, and from that point on, like I was looking for playlists where he was producing, and then, you know, I heard the song Overtime, Babyface Ray and Young Lean. I was like, this is insane, and yeah, I'm a huge fan of him, but I'm kind of curious how you came into like contact with him and built that relationship.
Yeah, same situation, man. Just like reached out to him. I think just letting somebody know that you fuck with their art is big, you know what I'm saying? Making it not as transactional, being like, bro, you know, I really fuck with you, you know what I'm saying? Keep going, or whatever the case may be. And building that relationship that way is definitely key. So when I reached out to bro, you know what I'm saying, he hit me back, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know what I'm saying, I bought some beats and kind of showed him what I'm working with, you know what I'm saying? I recorded at the crib, so he sent me like 4 or 5 beats. I sent him damn near 3 songs back like the next day, just cause I was so like, I want to get after this shit. And he fucked with it, so he kind of like just kept up that relationship. He like, bro, text me. He was out here for Lyrical, Lemonade the Fest. Saw him out there. And then we just been, you know what I'm saying, keeping the connection open, bro. I got some more shit in the works with him. Also my man, he also on the group Thrice Gang. 2 Glocks, Austin 2 Glocks. We got some shit on the way with him. He damn near finna produce the whole project. So it's kind of just like, you know what I'm saying, finding those producers. He from the Midwest too, got the Midwest sound, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it, he from Michigan, somewhere in Michigan, I can't even think. But just keeping that, like, that lane open, bro, because if you think about it, you know, like, you got Atlanta, you got Cali, you got the East Coast, like, they all work together and they, like, you know what I'm saying, uplift each other. So it's kind of like, I'm trying to keep that same energy for that. And I mean, it don't even matter if somebody from Chicago. It's kind of hard to do that with people from Chicago because we got this like reputation, but just reaching out to people that's around the area and really building with them, bro, is key, man. So
yeah, and definitely, like, you know, when you do sort of identify the lane you want to go down and you're smart about how you move and like know who you want to reach out to, and you're professional about it, and you essentially don't take things for granted. Yeah. It's like that is such a really big thing. And you know, I know you don't take stuff for granted also because you know, you at least, you know, Lil Birdie told me you played professional basketball in Mexico, and you know, not to make it like a fun fact thing about you, but like, damn, that's a pretty fun fact about you.
No,
you know
what I'm saying? Man, for sure. You gotta teach, like, you know, everybody damn near, if you think about it, before you rap, you damn near want to hoop. I mean, you got to connect. You got like a few instances where people, you know, they just been making music their whole life. Damn near, I was one of those people. I did music first, and then I played basketball because I had a growth spurt, and then, you know, I was good at it, so I just took it to where it was. But everybody damn near the rapper hoop from, you know what I'm saying, where I'm from, bro. And it kind of just turns into, oh, well, I'm gonna just do music, you know what I'm saying? So I think if you just take that dedication that you put into a sport, you know what I'm saying? Because rap is sport, bro. Everything in life is damn near sport. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it. Put the time in, you practice over and over again, get good at it, and you show the fucking world, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of that same theory I just took into fucking music. And you know what I'm saying? I'm still going. This shit just starting for real, but you know what I'm saying? Just take that into any lane you do, and shit, you gonna see the fucking the work show. So
100%. And I think like obviously the intersection between rap and sports, but more specifically rap and basketball is, you know, it's untethered. There's, I think since the 90s, sort of the notion that, you know, rappers want to ball and ballers want to rap is like a very true, and I think very like interesting sentiment, and one that, you know, as a fan of hip hop when I was a kid and a fan of NBA, it's like seeing those things merge. And sort of the culmination for me of this, and while it's not NBA, is when I saw Uzi walk out with the Eagles to Just Wanna Rock and he was leading the crew, I was like, this is the pinnacle. This is proof of you can't sever the bond between these two. And like even like the Phoenix Suns locker room, like they only warm up to NBA YoungBoy. And like those things, like they might sound like, oh, haha, but like no, like these people really do love this stuff.
Facts, bro. Facts. I mean, it's everywhere. Even boxing, bro. You got boxers that walk out with rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like they all hang out. Think about James Harden and Lil Baby relationship. Like they be buying each other chains and shit. Like it's just like you said, a connection that's never gonna be broken, bro. And the more you embrace it, I think the more, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna grow and shit. You never know what's gonna happen with it. You got rappers that's fucking NBA players. What's up, Master P? He went and hooped. He got a 10-day contract. Then you got Dame Lillard that's in the NBA.
Dame Dollar?
Yeah. Oh, bro. J. Cole, he went and hooped. Like, you never know, like, what the fuck happened. He was kind of ass, but
we won't talk about that.
Yeah. No disrespect to J. Cole. He a great ass rapper. But, I mean, shit, you know. You see though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think also too, it's like, and especially like looking at J. Cole's thing too, it's like these are life experiences that ultimately make you a more nuanced person, which when you're an artist, it just brings more nuance and perspective to your art. And I'm curious how, like, when you look at your basketball career in Mexico, and you know, there has to, even if it's not an explicit influence, there has to be a part of that, whether it be your work ethic, where you live, the lifestyle you lived, you know, that affects how you make music. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like I said, work ethic definitely. I damn near based my last project, Everything Costs, about like just what I experienced, which is everything in life come at a cost. I mean, my whole life I hooped. Shit, I wouldn't say my whole life, but in college, like I had my man's Big Body Fiji. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but heard of him. But they was rapping and on the scene while I was at school and shit in college. And I feel like I missed out on so much shit. Like, I feel like it took a toll on me, because I'm like, damn, these niggas experiencing Lyrical Lemonade. Like, he performed that Lyrical Lemonade, motherfuckers moshing this shit. Like, and everything, like you said, everything you do come with a cost. You might not see it at first, but it really do, man. And I feel like basketball fucked up some of my relationships with people, put a strain on my relationships with my family, you know what I'm saying, friends. So I definitely use that as as influence and inspiration to how I'm building my projects and shit like that. I think my next one I got coming out is called The Highs. It's more of what I'm going through right now as a person, and kind of like what you experience when you first start rapping. People kind of write you off or be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you just another rapper, but and I'll explain that more when it come out. I want people to go and listen to it and kind of see where I'm coming from with that. But yeah, man, it's definitely a big influence for me. So.
100%, and there is kind of this notion, like in the rapping, especially now. I think as we've seen, I think sort of No Jumper is like a really good example of like, as we've seen the decline of like them covering underground content. There's also like sort of this complementary like sort of adhesion when you're a rapper to be an influencer above everything else. And you know, not saying that those two things are you know correlated, but they're definitely like, you look at it and you're like, it's kind of representative of one another. And you know, I'm kind of curious, as somebody that did come into like, you know, you pursued like rap is something serious to you. It's not a game. It's not, oh, I'll try this out. If it doesn't work, I'll do this. No, it's your life. It's what you want to do. And I'm kind of curious what you think of right now, sort of the space being almost engulfed by people thinking that like, I have to have a viral trend to make this song hit. I have to, you know, pay a bunch of money to get ads and stuff. And I'm kind of curious how you view like that rapid culture right now of just churning out stuff and getting the numbers, where it's like it feels like you are just not really paying attention to that sort of superficial side of it.
Facts. I mean, I definitely don't. I think it's all a gimmick for real. You know what I'm saying? And if you realize, I mean, that's like some microwave culture shit. You gonna be here today and gone tomorrow. You might have some viral shit, but at the end of the day, those not real fans. They just there for, I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but on some monkey in the cage shit. Like they see you, you know what I'm saying? They here, they looking at you for a minute, and then they gonna keep moving to the other shit that's going on. So I think just staying consistent and really connecting with people, and building a real support base. I don't like to call people fans or nothing like that, but like really building like supporters, people that legitimately fuck with you and gonna keep coming back, is always gonna shine through the gimmicks and being like, oh, well, I had this viral moment. Yeah, you was viral for 2 months ago, but is anybody checking for you still? Like, probably not, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of just how I see the whole situation. There's no knock on nobody that do that, because I mean, that's a whole lane, you know what I'm saying? If you want to continue to do that, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Because there might be burnout there. That's just how I see it. I feel like there is gonna be burnout with that situation, because you always, like you said, searching for, damn, I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying? I want this viral piece of content. How am I gonna get this next time? You could really be putting that into, you know, the actual music and fucking ideas about, you know, rollouts and, you know what I'm saying, networking. Like, there's so much shit that go into it. Like, you think about artists like Wiz and Babyface, Ray, like those my biggest inspirations. I don't see them doing shit that makes them go viral. Maybe Wiz now, but like back in the day, like they wasn't doing shit that go viral. They was just being them. Babyface, Ray, he was just being him, being consistent, and they blew up, you know what I'm saying? He was just waiting his turn, which I'm waiting my turn, and I know it's gonna happen at some point, but you just gotta wait for it.
100%. And, you know, I know you're, like, it seems that it kind of runs in your blood that, like, there's this just dedication to the craft. And I say that because, like, you have quite an impressive, like, I made a joke where I was like, your family reunion is like a generational talent show. And, you know, the one I was familiar with was Antoine Fuqua for his directing for Training Day, The Equalizer, and more interestingly, I think a lot of legendary 90s music videos like Gangsta's Paradise, stuff with Mary J. Blige, and like, the further I went down the rabbit hole, I was like, oh my God. And then I remembered, like, a lot of film directors came from, like, the music video scene, but, like, seeing him come from, like, you know, R&B and a little bit of hip-hop there, it's like, that was just, I think, kind of interesting. And just kind of talk about that, I guess.
You know, yeah, bro. I mean, just seeing that greatness, I feel like, and that's what I'm gonna call it, is greatness. Like, it inspires you. If you see your homie doing something great, it's gonna make you wanna do it, you know what I'm saying, go even harder. So like, to have somebody in my family, you know what I'm saying, that's doing shit like that, it's almost like, but in nature, like, yo, I gotta get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, everybody working 9 to 5, or if you work, you know what I'm saying, you might work a 9 to 5 to support you, everybody wanna quit that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel. Like, I'm not trying to work no 9 to 5, I wanna get this shit by myself or with my guys, because I know that I got the talent. I done seen it with my own 2 eyes, like somebody get it out the mud for real. So it's kind of like, why not me, you know? So why not us, really? And just pushing that barrier, bro. And I think it's really, that's where it comes from, is belief. I mean, like, you got so many people that got all the talent in the world, but they don't even believe in themselves. They might not have the work ethic. I feel like I got all them things, and I got guys, that's dudes around me that got the same, you know, same qualities. It's like, it's only a matter of time, bro. So, I mean, shout out Antoine, man. He definitely like one of my biggest inspirations, man. So, working with Denzel, like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You see shit like that, and it make you realize, like you said, anybody can do it. It's just all about putting your, you know what I'm saying, applying yourself.
100%. And sort of that mentality is a great one to have, and one that I think a lot of people wish that they could have, but aren't willing to, like, put in the work to really believe, like, you know, the waiting your turn. It's like, you might be putting in more work than the dude that went viral the other week, but, like, you know, sometimes that's just how it goes. And I'm curious if there have been like rappers that you've watched where it's like maybe you were a fan of them or you were a supporter when they weren't as big and then they do blow up? And like, have there been rappers who like you're trying to almost sort of like carve a similar path to them that sort of inspire you in that way?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said before, Wiz, I mean, early Wiz, Taylor Gang Wiz, that's what kind of we got our idea of Thrash Gang
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that Thrash Gang?
Yeah, so like we got, I'm not the, you know, CEO or the creator of Thrash Gang. Josh X and LB Papa, he got his own show, talk show, but sports show, I should say. But yeah, bro, like just seeing that shit. Larry June, he's an independent dude. Like you see, like he's been rapping for so long, bro, and he just built the base for it, bro. He brick by brick, like building bricks, boom, 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 until like it's almost like you just looking at it and it's like, damn, this nigga, everybody know about him now. He coming to Chicago selling out shows at the House of Blues. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, you just gotta, man, stay down till you come up, bro. I mean, that's a cliche ass like thing, but I think that's really where it come from, man. I mean, there's people that, like I said, go viral, and shout out to them. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's definitely a lane, but I think just like building yourself up from the ground up, you know, and putting in that work for real, it's way more rewarding. And then like you think about it, like, man, the journey here was so much fun. Like I'm having so much fun on this journey that, you know what I'm saying, we're having so much fun on this journey that we're taking just as Thrash Gang, as artists, all, you know what I'm saying, individual artists as well, like that when we get to the point, we're gonna be reminiscing like, damn, remember we was doing this shit, or remember we did that, or damn, I remember I was interviewing with John, this man blew the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just moments in life that you're not gonna get from, like you said, being viral or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely.
And yeah, and I think, you know, surrounding yourself with selfless people and also, you know, believing in what you do, but I think kind of bigger than all of that is like exactly what you said right there, in that like we all have a prospective future in this thing, but you can't forget right now is a shit ton of fun, and you should enjoy that process. That's something I have to remind myself of every day, because it can get so easy, especially when I am doing just like a million different things, to get just caught up in the, you know, in the swing of things and taking yourself out of that. And you know, I'm glad to hear that you kind of have that head on your shoulders of you know, your past experiences and informing who you are now, and allowing you to carry yourself better than I think other people in your lane. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see what comes next from you. And kind of on top of that, I'm curious if there's anything that you're willing to tee up now, share to the supporters out there.
Yeah, man. I mean, I told you before, the highs. That's my next project, coming out hopefully in April, sometime in April. I'm working on visuals. I mean, I got some singles to the project coming out soon too. So it's just about, you know, like I said, bro, putting bricks down, bro, and showing. I want people to be a part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no problem somebody DMing me and asking me advice. Like, I'm always down to share that type of shit. So yeah, man, that's what's on the way. If you want to reach out to me, you might not know me, but I got you. I'll give you the sauce, bro. I don't give no fuck. You know what I'm saying? We all can win together, for real. So that's where I'm at with it. But yeah, be on the lookout. The highest, man, for sure.
Yeah, I have a good feeling that we'll be looking back on this interview a year from now with some wide eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, me too, bro. Manifest it right now, bro. Yo.